Salutations to those who are young and young at heart. Oremi, Madamfo. Enyi, Salam alaikum. Hola, buena gente. Bonjour, la gente. Linja dumelang. Murigaboto. Muliwanji. Murigaboto. Makadini. Karibu. Mwakaitawani. Mwakaitawani. Munotambere. Welcome to Blackview SDA online platform. This is a place where your soul will find rest. Did you know every Wednesday and Friday at 6:15 p.m. we have consistent midweek prayers? Not only that, during the day from Monday to Friday, if you need a soulful song, please tune into our platform and indeed you'll find rest for your soul. On Sabbath, which is Saturday, we have services from 8:30 right up to 6 p.m. What do you expect to find? We have got the church at study, Sabbath school, music, it's story time. Even our little ones, the children, will find solace on Blackview online worship platforms. Yes, not only are they going to receive a powerful sermon for them, but including the songs, and they'll sing the songs of Zion in the comfort of your home. Yes, you are waiting for the power hour as we receive the beautiful words, the wonderful words that come from the word of God. In the afternoon, we have got powerful discussions, not only for the young, but even for the old, as we prepare this journey on this planet Earth before the sundown. Yes, there is a sermon that will usher you into the new week as you listen to God speak to you. What are you waiting for? Tell your friends about it. Don't forget to join us on YouTube and Facebook. Like our page and subscribe to our YouTube channel. God bless you as we meet on Blackview online worship class.
Nobody can stop me. Nobody. Don't you wanna go? I'm going there. Nobody can stop me. Na wanashamari ya kandida nisingaziwi akandifua nerudo akanisunga kwari moyo wangu wasungwa nefundo rora kasimba Jesu ndiri wako ini uri wangu narini na wana shamari yo shamari ya kandifira andi upenyu bachete asi akajipira jendi nazo andi zangundaka muchengetera moyo simba upenyu zesende zake narini dawana shamari akapiwa masimba ese kundi chengeta munzira ino enda kudenga miri kupenya yokuti indisimbise gandirinde ndisewenze pambe rindozorora dawana shamari inemutsa idinerudo dimutungamiri kwaye ane zero nesimba kuna iye alondidandino wana masimba korufurunga kurie ndiri wenyu narini dawana shamari inemutsa idinerudo dimutungamiri kwaye ane zero nesimba kuna iye anondidandino wana masimba korufurunga kurire ndiri wenyu narini kuna iye anondidandino wana masimba korufurunga kurire ngakurire ndiri wenyu narini korufuru ngakurire ndiri wenyu narini.
Welcome, 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 welcome. Welowati, welcome. We want to welcome one and all kuchirongwa chedu, the journey of life. Tiri parwendo vadikani, mukati merwendo rwatinofamba, we have different experiences and situations. Muchirongwa chino tinotaura about different experiences, real life experiences dzatinosangana nadzo. The lessons we learn, the insights we draw from those experiences, and the principles that may be generalizable to all. Tinenge tichita kuti tiwane simba to face yet another day. Mukati mezuva ranhasi toda kukuchingamidzai mose nemufaro mukuru kwazvo. Ini ndinotaura ndinonzi Watson Mbiriri, I'm a pastor uye zvakare ndinotungamira hurukuro dzinoitwa pachirongwa chino. Muzuva ranhasi toda kutaura about experience of absentee fathers. Icho chimiro chiya chekuti baba avapo. Vanenge vasipo zvichida nzira dzakasiyana siyana. Vamwe vakashayikirwa, vamwe haana kutombobvira akaziva baba vake, vamwe variko somewhere asi avapo. Muri kupaona. Saka zvinhu zvakadaro zvine zvazvinoita here muupenyu hwemunhu kana zviripo zvii? Ndo zvinhu zvatoda kuti tikurukure mukati mezuva ranhasi. That's what we want to interrogate such a situation in our program here today. And so I'm so delighted, and together with me, please let's join in welcoming our guests. Toda kuvachingamidza nenzira yakatsanangurika zvikuru kwazvo. We have today it's double impact. We have a brother and sister. We have to my right Kuku, and then we have Mumu on my left. And so I want to welcome you, brother and sister.
Thank you, Pastor.
Makamboona film Ryan's double impact.
Yeah.
Jean Claude Van Damme.
Yeah.
Those were the years, eh?
Yeah, those were the years for sure.
Yes. And makore iwayo angari makore ekuti TV yange isati yatombotekeshera. And waifana kumeka sure kuti haunetsani nemunhu ane kumba kune TV. Because zvizobuda. Haoni chinhu.
That's true.
It's all right. So welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Toda kutenda zvikuru kwazvo. So may you tell us who you are and introduce yourself to our audience.
Okay, hello viewers. My name is Kudakwashe Tafadzwa. I am 29 years old.
Welcome, Kudakwashe Tafadzwa. What do you do?
Apparently, I am a graphic designer and also an audio engineer in making. Yeah, those are to know it.
Okay, hey, itayo mabasa tinoziva ekuti teacher, so manje kana sounds graphic designer, audio engineer. Yes, okay, that's good. That's good. So we are delighted to have you on the program.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. And then I move over to sister.
Hello viewers, my name is Monashe Shalom. I am 23 years old.
Yes, welcome Monashe.
Thank
Shalom.
you, Pastor.
Yes, you know, shalom is one of the richest words in Hebrew.
Yes.
There's no word that can translate it in English.
Yeah.
Usually we say peace, but it's, shalom means wholeness. There's nothing missing.
Beyond.
It's absolute perfection. So there's no one word that you can translate it to, because it means totality of wholeness, the epitome of beauty and everything. Yeah, shalom. Beautiful name for a lovely person.
Thank you.
And so, what do you do, Shalom?
Okay, I'm a nurse aid trainee at CityMed Hospital.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you so much. And these two are affectionately known by their family members and friends as Kuku and Mumu, respectively. And so I'm going to be referring to them as Kuku and Mumu as we go through the interview. So thank you so much. So we're talking today on this important subject, okay, of absentee fathers. It's inyaya inobata uye nekunetsa vanhu vazhinji zvikuru kwazvo. So many of us out there, it's a situation that we have lived with, that we have experienced. and yekutoti munhu chero atova munhu mukuru.
Yeah, that's true.
It's something chinenge chiri mukati memoyo.
Yeah.
So in your experience, when did how and when did your dad move out of your lives? How did he become absent? When and how?
Okay, I think I was 17 and she was around 10.
Wow.
That's when our dad, we can't say he moved out of the house, but a certain situation between him and our mother happened that led to him making us to move out of the house.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay, you were made to actually move out.
Yes.
Oh, he remained in?
Yes, he remained in, and us and our mother.
Okay.
Chienda.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's that must have been difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah, that must have been difficult. How had you related to him before this happened? What do you have any recollections of what life was like before this incident? I mean, for you as Vana and your dad.
Okay. Growing up, I was a daddy's little girl.
Okay.
Like, Tatiri my good books. It was always me and him all the time.
Okay.
So
fathers and their daughters,
yes,
you know? Yes.
So he was a mama's boy and I was a daddy's little.
It's
Still
like
is
that.
actually
Okay.
a mama's boy.
But,
Like,
all right.
Yes, like growing up, we were close till that time.
Okay.
So you'd never understand what happened for things to go that way.
The way they went.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Did you see it coming?
No.
Or it was kind of like sudden for you?
Like, for her, because she was younger, she couldn't understand some of the things that were happening.
Okay.
But considering that I was 17, I
could
saw
read,
certain,
moves and so
I was actually old enough to see that there's something very wrong.
Oh, okay.
And some of the instances happened in our presence.
Oh,
and
okay.
Yeah, so when it was happening slowly but surely, I was not sure about the end. But you could tell something is actually wrong.
Okay,
yes.
okay, all right. Oh, okay, all right. You know, when things like this happen, usually vanhu tinonzofokasa kuna mai kuti mai asi pane chavakatadza asi chii chavakaita kuti usually tinongoti akarambwa, you know, and so on and so on. Saka, and hardly do we talk to the children and hear their experience and, you know, kuti zviri kuvabata sei, you know, situation iyoyi and so on. So in your experience, from what you know, what effect did that, you know, change have on you, Sevana? Zizva zvakaita kwamuri in terms of kufunga kwenyu, in terms of magariro enyu, what difference did that bring in your lives? How did, yeah.
Let me start by saying, for me, because I was conscious and old enough to see that something wrong had happened, and even the event or the particular day, it's still vivid in my mind.
Oh, okay.
It happened right to a movie.
Okay.
And like what you've asked, could Rakaita say impact on my thinking? My father became a villain.
Okay.
In those situations.
Okay.
And because our and our mother is now sticking with us.
And I don't think that was an easy thing for you to put your father in a villain position.
Yes, it wasn't easy because
so it's almost like you're now being chosen. You are now being forced to choose sides.
Yes.
Which of the parents to stand with?
To stick with. Yes.
Okay.
So now
that's difficult.
Yeah, that was very difficult because all along we were a family and a happy one for that matter.
And a happy one for that matter.
And now. So my father now, in my thinking, becomes the villain, someone who's actually robbing us away from a good life of having a family.
Oh, okay.
And as it is happening, in as much as they were having their fight with our mother, naturally for me, I had to take a side to stick and support the mother. And because my little sister, she was young, automatically ask zvachiri kuitika kana achitongochema mwana anongochema achitongoti mama saka irato imwe side iri neside iri. So in terms of thinking, I think that's how I was I was affected.
So Dad has just all of a sudden become a wrecking ball.
Yes.
You know, demolishing this, at least in your understanding.
Yes.
Okay, wow. Okay, Mumu?
Okay, as for me, I was one person who could see I was used to having a family.
Okay.
We were just 4 and then my other brother. So having to move out of the house, going somewhere else, it was difficult for me. Yes, I was a kid, I was a child, but changing of environment.
Oh, the change of environment.
Yes,
Okay.
because we had to go live with other relatives. We go for holidays only, but we just had to crash with them.
Wow.
Confined.
Yes, I mean, there's no place like home.
Yes, yes.
And all of a sudden you find yourselves with no home.
Exactly.
And now you have to squat with some other people and so on.
What Kuda was also saying, he was now a villain to us. To be honest, I regarded him as dead to me.
Okay.
Because yes, as dead.
Dead as in D-E-A-D.
D-E-A-D. As in Kufa, Wafam Life Mango.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
Sarah, it was tough and hard.
I mean, so, may you explain that? Why would you regard him as dead when he's alive?
Okay, how can I explain this? I regarded him as dead because he was no longer there. He was no longer there.
So it was
it was as good as he's
dead. And it's easier for you to deal maybe with somebody who's dead than somebody who might be alive but maybe
he's not there.
Okay. At least, so it kind of like gives a sense of closure.
Yes.
All right, and then it's okay. Then you can come to terms with that. Okay, wow. So that was like your coping mechanism.
For me, it was.
Okay, to help you cope with the situation.
Still
that
is
was
actually.
Ooh, still is.
Yes.
Ooh. Yeah. This is difficult.
Yeah, it is.
Yes, it is difficult. So take me through what are the difficulties or the challenges, the frustrations that someone has when you're in a situation like that? You could say father is absent. For some people, it might be the mother, but in this particular case, I think quite many people, I think the majority would have their father absent than their mothers. Usually mothers are, in rare instances, will mother really move out of children's lives. But for most people, to move out. So what are the difficulties? What are the challenges? I know like change of environment and so on and so on. But I think it goes beyond that.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, as you interact with life, interact with society, interact with other people. What are the difficulties? What are the challenges that yes?
Okay, I'll start with what we went through immediately after we had moved away from our dad.
Okay.
So now we no longer had a permanent place to stay.
Ooh.
I think it went on for about a year.
Yeah.
Okay.
About a year.
You were moved.
Yes. So moving from one relative to the other.
Okay.
And we thank God because because if they were not there now because of that situation, it was going to be hard.
Yes.
So mostly I think my mom's sisters, my aunt, and also my uncle, for taking us in as family. Because we bear a different surname. But these people took us in, they catered for us as we were going through. But you know, the fact that you had your own place.
Yes.
And now ma move ma bogara. And I remember there was a period when we separated with my little sister. No? My little sister Augara in Daugara.
What necessitated that separation?
During that time, because my mom apparently our father was the breadwinner. But now we are under our mom's wings now. So at that time, my mom had to go and sell stuff my brass. So now she's out here and so that she caters for our welfare. So yeah, that period happened, and you know, it was sad because now we were solely depending on our mom and that nuclear.
You had been together all these years, and now we are being separated by this situation. How did you feel about that, Momo? How was it?
It was
like?
hard because I was...
Now, because first, your dad was so close to you, and now you're now being forced to be away from your brother also. You know, so it's like the family is really tearing apart, as it were. So what was it like for you?
Me and him growing up, we were inseparable. Yes, we used to fight. It's like normal siblings.
Yes.
Imagine
that's what spices up the sibling thing, you know.
Imagine kuti wajera kuti urikumuka urikudena kuku and stuff. He's no longer there. Kuti uthrow my tantrums ako ozotukwa na mama. Saka it was hard for me, and also I had to change school. Moving from the school that I was learning at, going to the other school. It was hard for me because he would accompany me to school, achienda kwake kuchikoro, and then ondisiya kuchikoro. Saka it was hard for me because tanga tajaira kugara tese, we were inseparable. Nyanga ku holiday, we would go holiday, to be it we're going to my aunt's place or to my uncle's place, we would go together. So now being separated,
the situation is now forcing you to be apart.
Yes.
Wow, and that is difficult.
Very difficult.
Yes. But any word for these relatives that you might want to, a big shout out to them, you know, for being there for you at a time when you really needed. You know, they say a friend is somebody who walks in when the whole world walks out on you, you know? And so, I mean, I don't know, whatever word you might have.
For me personally, I am grateful for their being in our lives, for raising us as their own kids. And they were there in almost every aspect of our life.
Yes, thank you so much. You know, and it's not just a story of Mumuna Kuku. Right now, as we are listening to this and watching this, is there not a relative you could make a whole world of a difference by just being there for them right now? Is there not a relative? Did you not receive a phone call just this past week or so? That is, you know, a Macedonian call. Somebody, because of life that has happened to them, and they're saying, please, I just need a shoulder to lean on. So, you know, those are the things that really make life, that to bring meaning and value to life and to ukama wedu. I remember Muimbi Mumwe, one of our singers here in Zimbabwe. Achiti, of course, you are singing, capitalizing on Tsumoya kuti ukama igaswa, unozatswa nekudya. And he says, kuti mai nini zinodyiwa here izozo. Kuti baba munini unofunga ndodya izozo. Ukama igaswa.
All right.
You see? Saka kuti mai nini baba munini ngazvireve something in a way in the by way of support. We are still talking about challenges, difficulties. I'm sure there are quite many that a person encounters in terms of thinking, maybe moments if only my dad was here or something like that, you know?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, for me, that was during my law 6.
Okay.
It was around 2008. And everything that was just happening. The whole year we are going up and down from relative to relative. But then the following year now, we were now a little bit stable. We had found our own place, renting there with our mother. And now the peds A-level year.
Yes.
And I want to thank God kuti zvoni ndakakwanisa kupasa. Zviri nanyo.
Nice.
Zvekukwanisa kuenda university.
Even under those circumstances.
Yes, actually under those circumstances you are actually driven to, you know, because
because this
you depend on it.
This is an experience that could either break or make you,
you
know.
Yeah, that's very true.
In your case, yeah, because later on I would want to you to share with us where did you draw strength, you know, to keep soldiering on and so. But anyways, so you were able to go to university.
Yes. Actually, now my results are good. But then funding for university now.
Wow.
Funding for university
my resources are ripo.
Yes.
Exactly. To stretch to that extent.
Saka now, like what you were asking, so you have friends who are coming from a well-intact family.
Wow.
Where there's a father who's supporting and a mother as well. and pamuri kudiscussa papa yavanhu vatoti indrotoenda vakati and uyatsoona kuti panapa.
I see. Okay, but that time,
yes,
and vanogara kutoshare wine excitement innocently.
Yes, innocently,
and
as friends.
And iwo ndopono.
Yes, now you're reflecting your
realizing pasi achingoti but chakanyatsodya nyanga dzangu chii.
Yes.
Nyanga dzangu dzakaendepi. Dzimwe dzese mombe dzine nyanga. Koini dzangu.
So that was one of the moments for me. Ndaifunga kuti mana saka ndoita sei, because the situation iripo, yes, we have daily bread, we have food every single day.
Yes.
But then my father is not there.
Dad is not there.
Dad is not
there.
There's
more to life than just food.
Yes. But Tungodo Tindamwari, like what I said before, my aunts were there. They were there to support me. No, it's fine. We'll take you through that as well.
Wow.
But on the other hand, now my mother is also struggling with the fact that the father of the children is not in support of the children. Apart from physically and socially, but financially also. So he's becoming more of a villain in our lives now.
So he completely withdrew.
He completely withdrew. Yes. He completely withdrew. So after that, they had to go for a court. So that put maintenance. So the more they're doing that, taking each other to court, we are seeing no. And she's also growing. Sure, we are on our own.
So it's a family that's now at war.
Yes. Because when people start taking each other to court, it becomes a problem when you one's a family. And in that, so that was me now in my thinking. But this is just wrong. So we are in this court, which becomes wrong because to take care of Vanavaki. So on the mind now, that gap widen.
Because of these Mumu. Yes, some of the challenges, when dad is not there, what are some of the challenges?
Like the one that I've mentioned before, changing school.
Yes.
Imagine from grade 1 up to 5, learning at the same school. Then all of a sudden you're going kunodzidza kunge uko kure tanga kudzidza vanhu. Obviously I had friends back and then going somewhere else. It was difficult for me. And also, like I told you, being a dad's little girl, that void is no longer around. You're used to certain things and then they are no longer happening. So that were some of the challenges that I faced. But still, I was still young. Yes, impact he was not there. But my challenges face now ndati kure relationship wise and bas and nyengere. Kuti my mom she raised us without a partner. Saka I think I actually need prayer because when it comes to relationships, you can go. My dad walked away from me, so I can't nyengerera you for you to stay in my life. My mom did it without a partner. I can also do it. So I think that's some of the challenge. This other friend of mine actually told me, because your attitude towards me is something else.
So you think there's something that it has done to you?
Yes, it ruined me. Yes, it damaged me. Yes.
All right. Such that is it with just like anybody?
With males only.
Particularly with guys?
Yes.
All right. Good. This is something that somebody did to my mom. And so, well,
and then we grew up without him. Even if it's possible for me to move on without you in my life. I can do this. My mom did it. I can also do it.
Wow. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, I don't know what to say about that. Honestly, I don't know what to say about that. But at least I understand what you're saying, Kuti. Yeah, it had that kind of impact.
Yeah, it did.
On you as a person. Now, are there things that maybe remarks that people may say innocently or unknowingly, maybe or poking fun at you because dad is not there, or anything like that in society in general, or that ever happened or that you ever came across?
Yeah. People think when you are raised by a single parent, you become loose. That's you jump from guy to guy, sleeping around and stuff. So they expect you to uve a loser in life. They expect you to uve someone anongo zikisirwa nevanu, because you come from family isiri intact, family isina kuzara. Saka they expect you kuti your mentality yako pamwe aina kutozara futi unoita zvese zvese. Saka exactly vanokudzikisira. They look down on you.
Okay. No, I didn't think of this one, because previously when I've talked to like most ladies vaka experience situations of divorce and something like that, they say something like this. A lot of men out there vanotongofunga kuti kana wawega as a woman, therefore you are available, you are loose or something like that. But kuti vana manje, this is something that I never thought.
It does. Yeah. From a standpoint, people think that if a father is absent within a family, then there is no. I mean, stereotype atina. Baba. So everybody else, yeah, because I remember as well, there were certain times people poke you innocently. Okay. Yeah. Freedom. You get what I'm saying? Okay. Freedom in terms of because there's no father, we are of loose morals.
Oh, okay.
Anything can happen.
It also not only from the one aka separate ari single, it also goes down to the to vana, and even respect. Okay. Respect and it's a little bit different. Okay. Because when you are raised with a mother, and the father is actually absent, and if certain people know, but it was different actually, because for us, our mother became not literally, but he became also the voice of conscience within the house. So when it comes to standing her position, she had to become the mother and the father of the family. So giving us love on the other hand, but when it comes to issues of principles and morals, because she had a reputation to also maintain because of that situation. So it affects her and also affects Vana, because now she has a role to play.
Okay, now her parenting style has to be tweaked to deal with the situation as it stands. And so, and I think also Kuti, there's something that it does in the sense Kuti, the bond that is then created between you and your mother. It's different. And so, can you talk to me about that, Mumu? What kind of the kind of bond that then happens in a situation like this?
Okay. My mother is a mother to me. She's a best friend to me. She's also a sister to me. Recently she was like, because I'm free to her. I can tell her almost anything. Mama, Ningi proposed to me. Like we talk. Is no creator.
Watching? I'm not sure.
There's no creator bond. You can't break the bond.
Okay,
it's too tight.
It's too tight.
It's too tight.
Yeah, and you bond you manje in doing when you later get married, and it may take time.
It will. It will actually take time. Not it may. It will.
Ningi bond, and it may take time because. The bond actually is very strong.
Strong.
Even my parents, you are like vanamai remarry and so on. It can also become very difficult for Vana to accept the new dad and so on because of the because when something like this happens, there's destabilization of a family that was, stable and so on. Now the family has to reorganize and find a new normal.
That's very true.
Now, when another person comes in now, whether it's kind of like, even for Murora, that kind of thing. So it's something we must be conscious about. At least awareness helps us to be able to navigate and deal with those kind of situations in a healthy way.
At one point, Mama, what would you guys do if I get married?
Oh, okay.
If I remarry.
Okay, if I remarry.
Then I will move out. I will move out. We will go stay by ourselves. Because the bond is
okay.
When he visits Kumba.
Okay.
Totandara kusvika kana kuma 12.
Okay.
Tichingotaura nyaya catching up and stuff. Imagine kuti when she remarries and then he visits. And obviously she has to give attention to the husband. She has to give attention to the son, to the children as well.
So it's almost like she has sold out.
Yes, exactly. So we actually told her point blank, we'll move out.
We can't cope with that kind of situation.
Let you live with your
But would you still have those kind of thoughts even today? With this understanding?
While we're young.
I
guess while we're young.
For me, I wanted to say that because I am a male child, and now I'm left with my mother as a parent, there were a lot of things that I had to discover on my own, which I think that if my father was present, it was going to be easier for me to navigate life.
Yes, yes.
For instance, I want to thank actually the church for playing a part in my life from that age up to now, because most of the things that I now know and certain things that I learned were from fathers from church.
Oh, is it so?
Okay. That was very important because
things like those, it cover situations
honestly,
and
yes. So where I was coming from was, now I have certain things that I think is enough not to know Bandagumba. Sakapfungwa dzoti ndoaudza. Ndoudza mama. So certain things you discover along the way, because mama, you're saying, because I'm a male child, and I'm approaching my 20s now. But having those days, I remember one of my friends, the dad just treated me as his own son. Saka welfare yangu yakamira sei, and pampacho you could read so I learned most of the stuff now from afar. Taenda kuikoko parikunono vako ane vamwe varume patotaura nzizo fana kana muchigeza munodai because also my mother had a barrier as well. This is a male child. Unlike her relationship with Mumu, it's easy for her to tell her Mumu but for Mumu now.
Saka, in other words, in terms of having a role model, because fathers play an important role as also modeling for the male child, but also for the relationship, a healthy relationship with for the girl child, could healthy relationships with people of the opposite sex. It's also modeled through your interaction with dad, which is why I understand when you say that because dad did it on my mom, he walked out, and then for you, so that means there's a distortion. So Mumu, you just have to know that that's an unfortunate something that happened. It's not supposed to be like that. But at the same time, it has some impact, significant impact on you. But by God's grace, we just pray that God gives you strength, like you said, that I think, Dr. Damnamat, by God's grace, so that God helps you to really find that which, it's no longer a situation of shalom now. When something like that happens, it's not shalom, there's something missing, and shalom means wholeness. So there's something missing there. But God can be our shalom, even in a situation where there's no shalom. You know, and so. But before I forget, Mumu, I want you to speak from your heart to Mom. May you look her in the eyes and talk to her.
Okay, Rasta. Dreads. I really love you from the bottom of my heart. You're my role model. You're my sister. You're my best friend. You're my mother. You're my everything. My everything, literally everything. I don't know what I would do without you. Or if anyone dies, I don't cry because munhu afa. I cry kuti, what if I lose you? What am I going to do then? Just know kuti, I love you, my wangu.
Wow. Thank you so much. Tinotenda zvikuru kuna mama. Tinotenda kunana mama vese. Makati koshera vana mama. Tinotenda zvikuru kwazvo. Vana dhedhi vese kunzoko. Munoti koshera sevana mukati meupenyu hwedu. We love you so much. And zvinobaya kusvika pakadzika. Kana musimo. If you choose not to be there in our lives. Zvinotibaya kusvika pakadzika. So I want to ask and find out, what is it that has kept you strong? So that you have soldiered on. So many years ago, here you are, you know, young adults. So what is it that has kept you strong to be able to face another day, even with a situation such as this?
Okay, I'll go first. For me, after that situation, around 17 years, up to when I started my first year, we were facing a lot of challenges in terms of our welfare. At some point, I never thought that I would make it to 21 years.
Wow.
I never thought. And I don't know that I had to go for Pakati, Papa. So by the time I got to 21, then from 21, I'm here now.
Wow.
One of the verses is a Christian, rather the church here. Actually, the church played a very pivotal role, how we were raised and how we were taught to depend on God. Psalm 68 verse 5 talks about God being a father to the fatherless. So when I came across that verse, to me,
that's
Psalm 68 verse 5.
Verse 5.
Yes. It talks about God being a father to the fatherless and being a judge to the widows. And that was David actually writing. And now in my thinking, when I came across that verse, I'm saying, but I don't have a physical father. But God is being a father to the fatherless. So most of the circumstances and situations that I was facing now, I would literally kneel down or sit down and say, situation iripo. That's number one. Then number two, most of our lives was filled, something that we actually take from our father, music. So music.
Your dad was a musician?
Yes, he was a musician.
He is.
He is still I would like to still believe that. So we think that we take after him, which is something that we really appreciate.
Wow.
So music, not only music, but singing for God, participating in God's work through ministry, through song, also helped me and pushed me each and every time that I was singing. I had a purpose, I had a mission, and I was driven and I was kept on going.
Wow.
Especially with
by
ministry.
being involved in ministering to God and being involved in church and so on. And you already said that the church played a very important role.
That's very true.
In supporting your family in different ways during this difficult time. Thank you so much for mentioning about music. I'll come back to that. Mumu, some of the things that have kept you strong, and you also mentioned the Bible.
Yes.
Like Psalm 65 verse number 8. Yes.
My mother and him. Yes.
Okay, these have been your pillars of strength.
Yes.
Okay, you know, like when Moses was on the mountain and there was a battle going on, you needed Aaron on one side and hair on the other. So these are your Aaron and your hair as the battle is raging, so that you win. Okay, they are okay.
And also
like
the church.
Okay.
Pane vesi rakaita kuti ndigamuchire the situation was Ecclesiastes chapter 3. And it says in every situation there's what? Season. There's a
there's a season for every purpose under heaven.
Yes. That's the verse that kept me going on, because I had to accept kuti God wanted this to happen and he made it happen. God gave and God took. That verse, I go, not God takes and God God gives and God takes. I don't go apply kuano akafa chete.
Okay.
No kwanza go apply kuano
Yeah, because that's what hit me when you said those words. Because automatically we normally associate that with somebody else.
Yes, yeah? If God gives, God takes. We relate it to
so God can give you a dead and take him.
Exactly. Whilst he's still alive.
Wow.
Yes.
Oh.
And
yeah,
also
that is difficult.
Music, like he said. Although I was still young, but music kept me going on. Magathers, I would listen to them. Yes, Linda Rando actually,
Linda
like
Rando.
the God of the Valleys.
That song. Oh yeah, that sister with a deep voice.
Exactly, and the church also going to my youth games and stuff. Because when I say my mother was my pillar of strength, if she was someone else, and it would have ruined us because we go for camps, we go to church, we do this, we do that. So if it was we're exposed to the world, things would have been the way they are today. Because the church did that, my pathfinders did that, my youth did that.
Wow, we want to thank God for the church. It's a vessel that God uses to mold and to shape us and to give us direction.
Yes.
And as Jesus says, I'm the way, the truth, and the life. As long as we are in Jesus, he will give us direction.
That's true.
So we want to thank God for that. And you have also mentioned music. I mean, it's double impact, like I said today, because these two, I'm flanked by two powerful musicians of our time, you know. And I first especially remember your face when you were still singing with yes, with with Amma. Yes, when you were first singing, still singing with Amma. And then later on, you made it possible for you guys to move on and establish another platform, and that is Advent Euphony, which you direct.
Yes, sir.
And so, okay, so we are going to take a break for now so that we listen to the singers as they take us through this song, Searching the Scriptures. Take it away.
Searching the scriptures, the blessed scriptures, seeking the Savior day by day, striving to learn the wondrous story. What does the blessed Bible say? Go and inquire, the King commanded. Ask of the Lord for me and thee. Knock at the open door of mercy. Where there is pardon full and free. Searching the scriptures, the blessed scriptures, seeking to know the heavenly way, striving to own the golden city. What does the blessed Bible say? Go and inquire, the King commandeth. Ask of the Lord for me and thee. Knock at the open door of mercy. Where there is pardon full and free. Searching the scriptures, the blessed scriptures, seeking the wondrous by the way, trying to point a soul to Jesus. What does the blessed Bible say? Go and inquire, the King commanded. Ask of the Lord for me and thee. Knock at the open door of mercy. Where there is pardon full and free. Go and inquire, the King commanded. Ask of the Lord for me and thee. Knock at the open door of mercy. Where there is pardon full and free. Where there is pardon full and free.
welcome back. Thank you so much. Wow, 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 wow. What a song, what a song. How did you do the rearrangement, of that song? Because this is a song that has been around, but you've given it, I don't know, some spices and it's a whole new thing altogether. Who did that? Oh, you are the culprit? The usual suspect.
Yes, obviously.
Wow, what a talent. What a talent. We really want to thank God so much for,
That's true.
For such ministry. For such ministry. And I can tell that you guys are going far.
Yeah.
You are going far. And they say, if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, go with your sister.
Yeah, that's very true.
We thank the Lord so much. And so as we move on, I believe everybody out there has been blessed by that song. And so as we move on, what would you say to fathers who are contemplating leaving their families behind? What would be your words as you speak through the filter of your experience? Semana. Yes, what would be your words? Because there could be some father, which I can start my life all over again. I can start anew.
I'll start by reflecting on how it has impacted me and what I have told myself in the event that I get to a position where I would think to do the same thing. Ndakazviudza ndikati, I will never do that to my kids. If I would ever marry, I will stay and stick with my family till death. So that's what I would also tell to the fathers who are already in families, that there is no solution out there when you leave your family. Actually, you are creating a serious problem in lives, because I believe that I'm not the only one. I've talked to a lot of other guys who are in almost a similar situation. Most of the children are bitter. We are privileged enough because we are Christians, and when we learn about the Bible, when it talks about forgiveness, and we obviously have a softer spot on what happened in our situation. But there are others that have a serious bitterness in their heart. Create a problem.
So in other words, your solution is worse than the problem you're trying to solve.
Yes. Yes, by thinking that you are moving with problem to create, it's bigger than the one that's already there.
Saka papa in a problem, but there's no a crisis.
Crisis.
So and which will drag for years. There's a time when someone, he had just come out of prison, and because the life yanga chirara and so on, anga kura in a situation in which dad was not there, babango asipo, saka akangazo ita gangster life and so on, and for some time zaimuitira in terms of kuti I wanna marry akawanda zokuti, and you know what he told my wife and I part time iyoyo yaita marry, and he was driving fancy cars. He would drive, he knew where his dad was. He would drive to where his dad was. Aine stuff, motkari akazara, motkari mbishi, akachena, akaita say. He would sit there, ongodjika kana arikudjika fast food yake. Hapana kana chipeneti chaipa kuna baba wakaiti mudhara. Ndoda kuti angondione ndiripo. And I've made it without him. And so on and so on. But by this time, angazo sangana neshoko are in prison. Sakanga, I think I'm a changed man. Even though that is what he decided to do, I cannot correct his error by making another error. I'll be there for my dad from now on. He was a changed person. But it is an impact. So thank you so much for sharing with us, Mumu. Any words that you would share with the fathers?
If problems arises mukati me relationship or mukati me marriage yenyu, try to fix those problems. Don't include vana, because kusiya vana utsinye. Because utsinye, because vana would grow without you. Munosiya void yakanyanyisa mukati me upenyu wevana. Pamwe pacho mulema kuti vana vatadzire Mwari nekukuvengai, and of which it's not a good thing. So try to solve problems within your marriage and try to make things work.
Yes. That's right. And ndofunga utsinye unenge wakarungwa neumbimbindoga zvakadaro zvokuti nenda kungoti inini so long inini nda at peace,
it's fine.
I don't care. You know, one time I was talking to a great philosopher anonzi Maimunda vachitaura vakati iwo kana vabereki vakasvika pastage yakadaroka zviri nani mutange mamedza vana movadzosera kwavanga vari, then you go your separate ways. Ndokutaura kwakaita this great philosopher tikati wow, mashoko aya ndaazvokwadi angatendwa nekuda kwekuti zvine impact yakakura inoenda, it can even go for generations, you know. It can even go for generations, the pain that may be caused. But toda kutenda Mwari, noda kuti God is our sufficiency. Tinenge taitwa let down. You know, ndo panonzi paya neshoko raMwari, there's a friend who sticks closer than a brother. That's true. You know? Because Jesus will never walk out on us. Yes. He will never leave us. He will never turn his back on us. And so what would be your words? Mashoko ayenyu amungataure imimi ku vana vari musituation dzinofanana neyamuri. What would be your words? Kuti mungavati kudi vamwe vakomana, vamwe vasikana, and so on. And munozwa kuti vasikana dzimwe nguva panozotanga futi drama pakunoroorwa paya.
Exactly.
Ndo pamwe panozoita drama yes. Yeah, because panokwanisa kuita mascenario akawanda. Yeah, mascenario akawanda. You know, drama risina script.
Yeah. Inini what I would tell vana ava ndezvekuti, in all honesty, God has a way of taking care of you guys. And kuimba na Jehovah kwakosha kugara uchinamata and asking Mwari kuti akupe peace inodiwa kuri important, because do nyaya inenge iripo yakanyanya kusibisisa yekuti waita sekunge wabvutirwa mubereki wako. And it's worse, zviri nani akafa you can have closure. It's worse when they are alive but then they are not there in your life. Saka zvinotoda kutoti Mwari apindirewo iye baba mukati meupenyu hwako so that you have the peace that you would long for.
Wow. Yeah, deep wisdom, words of wisdom for sure, which we really appreciate. Zviri nani kana vakafa une closure. Kuti unogona kuenda unoona guva wochema unobva ipapo warerukirwa. But kana munhu achari mupenyu, it's difficult. Mumu?
Okay, daungoeda papachitaura kuda kuti you should allow God to be your father. Because pamwe pacho we question God kuti why me? Why baba vakaenda? Ndakakuitirei Mwari?
Okay, unikwa kutozviblema
iwe. Exactly, kuzviblema. What did I do? Maybe ndakakanganisa something. Maybe kuzvarwa kwangu kwakaita kuti maparents angu you ask a lot of questions. Unanswered questions actually. But one thing that I want to tell you guys is because we will grow up to tinokura. And pamwe pacho we just have to forgive our fathers. Because Mwari ndiye anotita kuti process ienderere kumberi yekuregerera, because kana tikasaisa Mwari mukati medu we're never going to be able to forgive our fathers.
Yes, and that bitterness,
exactly, inoramba ichitidya mukati.
Exactly. It weighs you down.
We are never going to move on.
Yes, to flower and to bloom. Saka Mwari ndo vanotibatsira. Tega hatingakwanisi because zvinenge zviri so deep. Only God can do that surgical procedure to take out that bitterness and then to make us, to give us the strength to stand on our feet and face the future. But I think tinenge takanganisa tisakataurawo kunana mai vari situations like your mother has been in for all these years. What would be your words kunana mai? Anditi mataura kuti mama wangu akuenda kumapurazi kuenda kudi and everything, trying to reorganize. There's a mother out there angosiwa nevana and they are facing this situation. Although muri vana, you don't have the experience of your mother, but you saw your mom. But I think you can also give some word of encouragement to some mother out there in a situation like this.
Right, I can say kuti amai dimato mira pa position yekutenge muri mubereki wevana. You being the mother and you being the father at the same time. Chikuru kwakutoda vana zvikuru nekutowapa guidance iritori doubled because imwe yacho haisisipo saka vana vakutodependa nemi and you become the role model saka kwakutoti maane pressure yekurarama zvakanaka to set a certain standard and a model yekuti vana vakutedzera being there for them and working for them as well zvinoita kuti vana vadzwe vakasununguka and vasanyanya kunzwa that void rasiiwa riari.
Wow, wonderful, wonderful. Thank you so much. Mumu?
Okay. Pamwe pacho unogona kuita mwana anenge akafanana nemurume akakurwadzisa wotosvika pakuvenga mwana. Exactly. Kuti uchimutarisa kuti but murume uyu akandidai. It doesn't have to get to that. Kuaccept a situation kunogona kunetsa, but it is what it is. We just have to soldier on and move on. Love your children, be there for your children. Pane pangu pekuti we have to ana mama nana mom. If you were a mama, be a mom, be open to your children. Kuti vati vasafile void rinofilika, but if you try to be both, zvinonetsa, but if you try to be both that person kuna vana vako it will be okay.
Okay.
Also,
yes,
I wanted to add kuti especially kune vanoenda kuma sangano kana kuti kunoungana vanhu even veukama vanogona kuto trigger situation yamakaita go through. Vanogona kuramba vachita constant reminding yezvamakaita kana kuti zvoniko munombotaura navo here kana kuti varipo here. Panotoda kunamata kuti munge makasimba because zvinhu izvozvo zvichange zvichitoitika and zvinhu zvinotoitika vatoripo vanhu vanotoita constant reminding of what you went through, of the pain that you went through. Saka zvinoda kusimba nekunzwisa kuti vanhu vagara vanenge vatori vanhu and you have to be strong in that situation.
Yes. Wow. Tons and tons of wisdom being downloaded here. Toda kutenda zvikuru kwazvo. Thank you so much. Tinotenda kuti iwe wabata icho kana icho. Arwa chake muhomwe handiti ndizvozvo. Panapa taakuda kuita zuva sanzu rake azuva rake. Mharadza musasai. Tinotenda chose nekutandadzana kwamaita nesu. Vana baba, vana mai, vana mukati memisha. Dai Mwari vatibatsira nekuti Mwari vanoda kuti tive nemhuri dzine mufaro dzakabatana. Hakuna mhuri isingasangana nema-challenges, asi zviri kunzi panapa kufuratira mhuri yako haisiriyo solution. Nekuda kwokuti zvinotobereka mamwe matambudziko anozososodzwa, zvinokandira matambudziko anozososodzwa akazova zvimwewo zvatisingazivi. Toda kutenda Mwari nenyasha dzawo kwamuri kuku, Mumu and your mom. Tichitenda kuti Mwari ave even nadedhi venyu wherever he is, that God may keep him also blessed wherever he is. Toda kutenda chose. Tisataenda, Mumu, would you mind praying for us? Because there are people going through these situations and some can't cope, and so on, and some are bitter and everything. Would you just mind praying for us?
Okay, let's bow our heads and pray. Heavenly Father, we come before your throne of grace with nothing but our sinful selves. You are very faithful to us because you always forgive us, dear God. Mwari chivaione each and everyone who is out there, who is going through the same situation that we went through. Be there, Father, ishe wangu. Itai coping mechanism yavo mukati meupenyu wavo. And I want to assure them that Dimi Mwari, you are always faithful and you are always our God. Dimi munoita kuti ma-situations aya awanike achiitika. Munotaura mushoko renyu kuti you never give us maburdens atisingakwanise kurarama maari ishe wangu. We thank you for Pastor Mbiriri. We thank you for Kuku ishe wangu. Tanamata bva nekusingaperi. Amen.
Nina muponesi anoshamisa, anondishamisa ini, anondiwiga mubakore nombo, kunenzizidero faro, anondiwiga mubakore nombo, rinovisa nyota yese, awiga upenyu murura rwake, ofukidza neruoko, anondifukidza ini. Ndina muponesi anoshamisa, anorerutsa mitoro, anondimisa ndizoteneka. haki, ndiye anondipa simba, anondiwiga mubakore dombo, rinovisa nyota yese, awiga upenyo muruna wake, ofukizane ruoko, anondifukiza ini, nguwatese anondikomborera, ndozanzwa nembiri yake, mbiri kuna mwari ndomuimbira, ndiye mununuri wangu, anondiwiga mubakore dombo, rinovisa nyota yese, awiga upenyo muruna wake, ofukizane ruoko, anondifukiza ini, kuti ndapfeka mbiri ndozokwira, tokumba naye makore, ruponeso rudo runoshamisa, toimba tese kulenga, kuti ndapfeka mbiri ndozokwira, tokumba naye makore, ruponeso rudo runoshamisa, toimba tese kulenga, anondiwiga mubakore dombo, rinovisa nyota yese, awiga upenyo muruna wake, ofukizane ruoko, anondifukiza ini, anondiwiga mubakore dombo, rinovisa nyota yese, awiga upenyo muruna wake, ofukizane ruoko, anondifukiza ini, anondifukiza ini, anondifukiza ini, anondifukiza